All right, we're going to look at your test questions from yesterday. So here I have number 1, and these, most of them I think are very familiar from the review, so I'm going to go pretty quickly over them. Number 1, the table shows the linear relationship between the number of hours Francis worked, X, and the amount of money Francis earned, Y. And so I found my change in Y over change in X, and I divided, and I got $14 per hour. 2, triangle MNP and triangle JKL are similar right triangles. Which proportion can be used to show the slope of JL is equal to the slope of MP? And again, you would be using your slope formula, and I can write that on here. M is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. I've labeled all my points. And then G is the correct one. And that's just inputting my values here into my slope formula. Number 3, the graph of linear function is shown on a coordinate grid. What is the y-intercept of the graph of linear function? And that is just right here where my line intersects the y-axis, and it's at -6. So you should show the -6 on that. Number 4, the gym charges a membership fee plus an additional fee per yoga class. The table shows the linear relationship between the number of yoga classes taken and the total cost including the membership fee. Which statement is true? And then, so again, I found my change in y values divided by change in x values, and it was a constant rate of change of 375 was my fee per yoga class. So the additional fee per yoga class is 375. You should have chosen F on that one. Number 5, the graph shows the price for taking a group of students to a basketball game. Triangle ABD and triangle BCE are similar right triangles that have been drawn on the graph. Based on the information, which of the following is not true? And so I've identified why other ones are true that I didn't choose. So we have the same slope, so that's true. Here's again the same slope, that's true. Same slope. Here on C though, it says the slope of AB of triangle ABD is less than the slope of BC of triangle BCE. That is not true. They're the same slope. Number 6, Emily sells greeting cards. The graph models the linear relationship between the number of boxes of cards she sells and her profit. And again, I was looking for that point where my horizontal and vertical grid lines intersect the line, and I found 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So she was earning $7.50 per box. Number 7, the table shows the number of gallons of gasoline in the car's gas tank after the car has been driven X miles. When these data are graphed on the coordinate grid, the points lie on the same line. What are the slope and the y-intercept of this line? So my y-intercept is where x equals 0 with the y value, so that's 15. And for my slope, I did my change in y value divided by my change in x, and I got negative 1/25. So you should have chosen B. Slope is negative 1/25, and your y-intercept is 15. Number 8, triangle HJK and triangle PMK are similar right triangles. The coordinates of all the vertices are integers. Which statement is true about the slope of HK and the slope of PK? So again, I've identified all the reasons why. The slope is not less than, the slope is not greater than, and the slope can be determined. So those are not true. So the true statement, the slope of HK is equal to the slope of PK because the ratio of the change in y values of the endpoints to the change in x values of the endpoints is the same for HK as it is for PK. That is true. Number 9, Caroline will buy the same number of stamps every month to add to the stamp collection that her grandfather gave her. The table shows the number of stamps Caroline will have at the end of X months. So right here, I have found my change in y values and the change in x values. And then I've divided, and I found that she's adding 50 stamps per month. And then to find out what she had at 0 months, I just needed to subtract that 50 from the 250 to find out at 0 months she had 200 stamps, which means her grandfather gave her 200 stamps and she will buy 50 stamps each month. A. Last one I have here. What are the slope and y-intercept of the graph of the linear function shown on the grid? My y-intercept is this value right here where it crosses the y-axis, and that's at negative 1.5. And then my slope, I used rise over run, so we drop 2, or we went negative 2 down, and we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 2 divided by 8 simplifies to negative 1/4. So I have a slope of negative 1/4, and the y-intercept is negative 1/5. I hope you did good on the test, and have a great day. If you have any questions, please contact me or stop into a meeting.